Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to this webinar on the 2013 Signature Australia Marketing Campaign. And this is going to be a really nice overview of the Signature Tourism Australia partnership, what we're doing this year, and all the knowledge really that our relationship with Australia, Tourism Australia, can bring to you. So let's go ahead and get started. So I know many of you were probably expecting Heidi to join us on the webinar today. Unfortunately, she's, like many people, out with the flu today. So I'm Lindsay Harbinson. I'm the Director of Marketing Services at Signature. I work pretty closely with Heidi on executing all of our marketing campaigns. So I'll walk you through a little bit about what we're doing this year and then introduce you to our main speaker, who will speak at length about what Tourism Australia is doing. So I think it's safe to say that, I speak for Heidi and all of Signature when, I say that we're thrilled that this is our third year working with Tourism Australia and the participating states. This year we're delighted to work with Tourism Victoria, South Australia Tourism Commission, Tourism Northern Territory, and Tourism Western Australia. As many of you know, Australia is at the top of many travelers' bucket lists, but not everyone always goes. And so that's why, it's really a great destination, because consumers always want to book a trip to Australia with a travel agent because of its long-haul destination status. So it's really ideal for you to take advantage of all of our tools in this year's campaign and all the knowledge and training that Tourism Australia is going to offer, because it really will help you in securing that booking with your clients. The first of our pieces in this year's campaign is a new publication. It's called the Ultimate Experiences Collection. It's really a collection of ultimate luxury experiences, everything from private jet tours to private villas. And we've done an 8-page feature this year featuring an extensive interview with Swain Tours founder Ian Swain. It really explores this kind of new crop of luxury lodges that are popping up across the continent, and also really touches on Ian's personal kind of ideas and tips for creating that ultimate luxury experience. So this is really a unique piece that speaks to that affluent traveler. I really recommend you sharing it with them if they're interested in all in that kind of luxury travel experience, and also if where they stay is just as important as what they do. The second piece in our marketing campaign this year is a direct mail brochure which features travel to long-haul destinations in Asia and the South Pacific, including 8 pages focused strictly on Australia. And it features a lot of content and offers from a variety of our suppliers. This is really, a great piece that kind of gives a really broad overview of the Australia experience, and really a variety of product offers and everything, combinations of Australia and New Zealand tours, and also strictly just Australia tours as well. We're also featuring 7 pages on Australia in our current issue of the Travel Experience. This can actually be accessed from the homepage of Signet right now. The cover is of Japan, and you probably see it sitting on your homepage with a graphic there. You can click on that and access this issue. And this is really a dynamic way of sharing the Australia experience, and we're really excited about it because it features slideshows and video content, and it's just a much more interactive way for the consumer to learn about Australia and all the unique destinations, and it really features our states very prominently, our participating states, Northern Territory, Western Australia, South Australia, and Victoria. I'll talk briefly about some of our other upcoming pieces. We've got an exclusive email campaign on Australia, which will be going out on February 27th. We're also doing a piece on Northern Territory and South Australia in Travel Redefined, which will be mailed in February. And for the first time ever, we are featuring Australia in our cruise issue of our travel magazine. And this will really be focused on those pre- and post stays in the main port cities of like Perth and Melbourne. And this is really focused on travel in and around Victoria and Western Australia. In March, we'll have another exclusive email campaign that is scheduled to go out on March 13th. And in April, we will do a more kind of extensive and comprehensive picture of the Australia experience featuring all of our participating states in the April-May Travel Magazine issue. And finally, in May, we will feature Australia heavily in our culinary direct mail brochure. This is very similar to what we did for the Asia and South Pacific brochure. As you're probably familiar with, this is a list of all of our participating and preferred supplier partners that provide travel to Australia. As of last year, Curran Downey and Swain joined this list. We're really thrilled to have them. If you're not familiar with their product, it's just absolutely fabulous. And definitely take a look at that Ultimate Experiences piece as well, because Swain talks a lot about what they can do and just how unique their product is. Our hotel and resorts collection includes a lot of really unique properties throughout the country, and quite a few of these are mentioned in that Ultimate Experiences piece, like Qualia and Silky Oaks Lodge, Southern Ocean Lodge. These are really, really unique and special properties that should really take advantage of, you know, the hotel and resorts program that Ignacio has spent so much time building. And so we've got a really nice selection of both urban properties and also just kind of one-of-a-kind resorts across the country as well. As always, we'll keep you abreast of whatever's going on with the campaign. We will always send out a notice 2 weeks prior to any of the webinars, and you should always just keep an eye out for any news regarding the Tourism Australia campaign in our weekly headlines. You can also be proactive and search for this information on your own in Signet by going to the Universal Search and typing in Australia. So we will continue to keep you updated throughout the year on everything that Tourism Australia is bringing to this campaign. And but like I said, if you ever have questions, you know, you can always contact us directly or just go ahead and search under the keyword Australia. So without further ado, I just want to introduce our speaker, Narelle. She's going to take it from here and talk about Tourism Australia.
Great, thank you, Lindsay. Hi everyone, my name is Narelle Ross and I'm the Distribution Manager based out here in Los Angeles. As part of this campaign, Tourism Australia have also got some amazing partners on board, and they are our state partners. So as they were introduced earlier, we have South Australia Tourism Commission, we have Tourism Victoria, we have Tourism Western Australia, and also Tourism Northern Territory. So a lot of those pieces that you have just seen there and where our buy will be are focused on the amazing experiences that you can have or your clients will have in these states. So the Discover a Zoo Without Fences, well, that means this is South Australia. South Australia is known as the Wow State, mainly due to its features being wildlife, outback and wine. South Australia is a very large state with most of the attractions found in the southeast. If you have heard of the city Adelaide, this is in South Australia. This is the capital of South Australia and it's a friendly cosmopolitan city. It's also known as a city within a park and it is surrounded by the parkland. So there definitely is a lot of nature. The city also features stunning colonial style architecture. So for anyone who is really into the architecture, which a lot of these have been converted into cafes bars, clubs, pubs and restaurants. So it really does add to the real atmosphere of your time in Adelaide. You can also hold a koala in South Australia. You can also even swim with dolphins, all within 20 minutes of the city centre. A place that a lot of people are becoming very familiar with is Kangaroo Island. It's not a hard name to forget. It is known as Australia's Galapagos due to the large number of wildlife. It is a place where you can see seals on the beach, koalas in the trees and kangaroos hopping around. That's where the Zoo Without Fences comes into play from the beginning slide. It's also known for its stunning beaches and coastline. But there isn't a trip to South Australia without visiting one of the fantastic wine regions. Probably one of the most iconic ones is only 16 minutes out of Adelaide, and that is known as the Barossa Valley. So some of Australia's most famous wines come from there, including Penfolds. And so without giving too much attention away from the other states, South Australia is by far a fantastic place where your clients can really experience a city, wildlife, as well as a lot of the wineries. The next would be experience the world's most exciting in-flight entertainment, and this happens to be in the state of Victoria. Something very well worth knowing is Victoria, the capital of Victoria is Melbourne, and out of our campaign partners, Melbourne is the gateway of this campaign out of North America. So that's where your clients will fly into Melbourne. Melbourne is a very cosmopolitan city. It's also got a lot of cafes, fantastic shopping. It's definitely where our fashion capital is for Australia. There are great restaurants, a lot of culture, so if someone wants to go to the theatre, this is really the hub of all of that, as well as some amazing Victorian era architecture. Just outside of out of Melbourne is a place called Phillip Island, and that's just further south. It's down where all the nature is. So if you've ever heard of the penguin parade, you can go out and you can see the penguins coming back in of an evening time. That is really, really cute. That could easily be a day trip or an overnight trip, depending on how much time your clients have. And then there's also fantastic wine in Victoria. The Yarra Valley is also one of the more prominent wineries there also. If your clients were to, let's say, connect from Victoria into South Australia, they could take a place called the Great Ocean Road, and it is by far the most spectacular drive in Australia. You can stop off at a lot of the different villages along the way. You can also see a lot of possibly koalas in the wildlife up in the trees along the road there. And one of the main features of the Great Ocean Road comes from that introductory slide there, and that is the 12 Apostles. So amazing coastline. You can drive through that, or your clients can go through that coastline and then enter into South Australia that way. So the scenery is just phenomenal. Our next is where fresh seafood comes with ancient stories, and this is the beautiful state of Western Australia. So Western Australia, just looking at the size of it here, you can by far see it is it is Australia's largest state and one of the world's largest states actually as well. There is rich indigenous culture, and a lot of that is out on the coastline. With enough diversity for an entire continent, it could fit about 10 of the United Kingdoms, or 4 times the size of Texas. So that will give you a bit of an idea of how much there is to see and do in Western Australia. Western Australia is also a great area for wilderness, and you can also get a lot of the Australian experiences into one. You can go out on the reef, which is Mingaloo Reef. You can experience outback. There's fantastic pink diamond mining. There's opal mining. There is a lot, and also fantastic wineries. The capital of Western Australia is Perth, so your clients can fly from either Melbourne into Perth or Adelaide into Perth, and that also boasts a very laid-back outdoor beachside lifestyle. Perth has more sunny days than any other city in Australia, So the weather is usually superb. However, we'll never guarantee what Mother Nature would be thinking. A must-do when you are in Perth, when your clients are in Perth, is going to a place called Rottnest Island. This is what the locals do also. So it's not just a tourist attraction. Our locals go there, and it's 60 minutes off the coast. You can snorkel in the crystal clear water and amazing white sandy beaches, or you can hire bikes and cycle around. I did very briefly mention the wineries. Margaret River is the most prominent there, and it produces about 25% of Australia's premium wines. The Coral Coast is also a place where is very popular to visit, and you can also see at different times of the year, mainly between March and July, dolphins, dugongs, turtles, manta rays. And it's the home to the Ningaloo Reef, which is a photo there of someone swimming with a whale shark. The Northern Territory is a place where many visitors can experience the outback. So red carpets always lead to something special, and that is true. The Northern Territory is actually broken into two main regions. The very top part of the Northern Territory is very green, lush, tropical, and plenty of plants and wildlife. Down in the bottom end of the red centre, that's where the famous rock formations, stunning landscapes, and it is very spiritual, and a lot of Aboriginal culture is there also. So let's have a look at the top end. The top end is home to Darwin. Darwin is the tropical capital city. It is the capital city of the Northern Territory, and it's actually the only city in the Northern Territory. The rest are all towns. So it's also got some great beachside markets and plenty of history. You can also access Kakadu National Park, which is Australia's largest national park, and it is World Heritage listed for its natural beauty and also the cultural significance. This is by far a must-do. It is best to visit on a safari for a few days rather than a day trip. That would be our best recommendation there. And it is only a couple of hours. It is 3 hours drive from Darwin, but to really experience, to get out on a billabong and to see a lot of the escarpment and the paintings in the rock formations, a couple of days is needed. Down in the red centre, this is a very remote state, which is just so fascinating and has so many stories to tell. So when you are in the red centre, Alice Springs is the gateway there, so your clients can fly from any of our cities there into Alice Springs. And there is also an airport at Uluru, which to us it's known as Ayers Rock, and that is the main attraction down in the red centre. You can see a sunrise and a sunset, and you can see the different colours of the rock as it changes with every second of the light. And at night time, the amount of stars out there in the sky is also its own light show in its own right. So you can also dine under the stars, which is also a great experience and also a must-do. So our state partners all have fantastic offerings for your clients when they're travelling to Australia. And Australia overall is a destination that you do need the knowledge to really sell and make that conversion, and then the happier your clients are. So we would also encourage that you do register online our Aussie Specialist program. It used to be a much longer, in-depth program, but anyone out there who has heard that it is quite a long program, we have brought the modules down, so it's not as long as it has been in the past. So definitely do get in there and give it a go. It's an online program. It's really easy. There's a kangaroo that tells you where you're at. The good thing about it is you do get a lot of benefits, not just the knowledge of being able to sell Australia and sell Australia well, but you can be part of the Aussie Specialist Travel Club. There are exclusive invitations, one of which is to our largest event, which we hold in Australia, and there are always for meals around that, and that is called Corroboree. We also have a lot of marketing material and collateral that you will have access to, and I've also covered off there the familial side of things. So you can train to better sell Australia. The first 5 modules are Australia in general, but once you complete those, see where those red stars are. They are our state modules, and they're our state partners, part of this campaign. Again, it will help you sell Australia with more confidence. There's also a lot of other benefits of becoming an Aussie specialist. There's an Aussie store on there where you can order maps, brochures, posters as well. And being an Aussie specialist has you access to that order, and that's all complimentary, of course. Also, there's fact sheets. You can download things then and there for your client and either email it through to them or print it up for them. So you've just got your hands at everything we have available to you as our partner. So that's pretty much what our states have to offer, what the campaign is all about, and also how to better sell Australia through the Aussie Specialist Program. So I'll conclude here, and thank you so much, all of you, for your commitment in selling Australia, your interest. We've seen some great numbers register. There will be more webinars coming up. We do have them every month. As a general rule, we are trying to keep them on the third Wednesday of every month. And as Lindsay's slide showed earlier, they will be posted 2 weeks prior, so please keep on going on to Signet and having a look at what the upcoming webinars are. The webinars that will be upcoming with us are presented by our state partners, and they are the true experts of everything you can do in those states and all of the experiences that they have to offer. I only just touched the surface, so they'll be great contacts for you. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you at the next webinar.